Welcome to Happiest Places Home, the interior design channel. I'm Suzanne, an interior designer, and if you're into interior design, you'll love it here. In today's video, I'm featuring very unexpected and high-end looking items that I found at Target, and two of them are from Walmart. They are things that aren't Target brand, but things that they were selling on their website that I found while researching for a project. And I just couldn't believe how beautiful and impressive they were. Also, some of the values are things that would surprise you too. So the looks and the price, just a lot of good things to come in this video. This item was the inspiration for this video. I was so pleased when I found this. I was looking for things for a project and I was just like, I love this. And who would have known that you could find this at Target? So this is a 52-inch wood grandfather style wall clock. And it looks exactly like the shape, obviously, of a French grandfather clock. But it's not taking up that space. I think a lot of times these look great in a hallway. They look great in a small space where it's kind of tucked in, but a grandfather clock does take up too much space on the floor. This one is perfect because it doesn't do that. 52 inches is so tall, but then think about how it would even go, like, let's say 3/4 of a foot up from the floor, and then it would be even taller. So what an impact for such a low price. And I put this first because I was just so completely thrilled with it, its price, the aesthetic, the look. It's very ideal in my opinion. This mantle was a very unexpected find. So they do have it in this black color. They also have one in ivory. And you may not be in the market for a mantle, or you might wonder why I would put this in here. But you can match this with an electric plug-in fireplace and have a really beautiful look. Or let's say in your bedroom, if you have a wall where you aren't using a dresser, but you wanted something to look like you have a fireplace in your room, this would look really good with that. It's also something nice on one of the walls of your dining room. So I thought that it was a good price, but I think for traditional homes, the cream would look fantastic, the ivory. And then this black one has a very moody Victorian look, and that is a look that a lot of people are going for right now. There are many names for it, but things that just look a little bit dark and bleak, but suit certain aesthetics in your home. So I wanted to feature that because I did find it to be impressive. You can put a log with little mini lights wrapped around it. You can put little votive candles, which I'm showing some later in the video. There are a lot of things that you can do with that. I was also super excited about this mirror. I actually do think it would look great above the mantle that I showed you, but I think it's a little modern for that. So we don't want to go too zigzagging from traditional to modern, like one particular gorgeous piece to offset traditional, or one traditional piece to offset a lot of modern is good, but you don't want to have too much of a mix. So for this, $194.39 on sale right now. And you can find less expensive mirrors, but this one is huge and it really is a statement piece. I like the clean lines of it. It also has a traditional sort of feel in a way because it's a round mirror, but it's those straight edges that are making it a bit modern. I love the idea that you have the option of having the dark wood or having black. And if any of you play the game Dreamlight Valley, you might recognize the shape of this mirror because they have that as one of the decorations. And if you don't play it, please don't mind that comment and just ignore. I love the aesthetic of this marble table. It's $179.99, and you may not have realized that Target had something available like this, but it's not from one of their regular brands. So this is a great price for marble. It's real marble, and even though you might think, oh, a drink table that has marble, it works. I own two of them, and it doesn't stain or anything. I don't know if I have a lot of luck with that, but why would both of mine react that way? In fact, I used to have a bedside table that was marble and it didn't stain. Anyway, so I think the shape of this is very modern, but even if you have a traditional home, I think this could work. And what I'm thinking of is it's very similar to, say, the CB2 or crate and barrel look, where you have a item that has a high quality material, and it has those clean, very modern lines, but then you could put it next to something like our fireplace mantle that I showed you, and it would just look great together. So just a thought, but I also just couldn't believe that I found a table like this there. I bought mine at HomeSense, and I don't know if they have them all the time or if they still have them in stock. And I've been wanting to mention that, but I thought you might be disappointed if you go on the hunt. But here's one, and I like this one even better than the one that I own. I've been looking for neutral color branches to decorate for fall and the holidays. And in my research, I did find several that were very expensive, but I found this fabulous offer. It's $8.66 for a very tall and spread out maple leaf stem. Now this one happens to be from Walmart, but I wanted to put it in this video because I thought it would look fantastic in two of the vases that I'm featuring, and it would just look great on an autumn tablescape for those of you who have a lot of neutrals in your home. This would just work in harmony with what you already have. And plus, I do like neutral florals. You may know that from watching my videos. But this was such a great find, and I feel like you only need 2 or 3 to really have a very grand floral display. I realize this doesn't look like much on first glance, but let me talk to you about this item for a second. So it's $30, and it is the large ceramic rustic artisan vase from Threshold. Now, it has that distressed look. You may own one of these, and that works well for this because I think it looks great with the fall leaves that I selected in this video. I think that it's the perfect accent to that. But also, I think it's one of these items where if you do have traditional decor around your house, and maybe you're considering that marble table that I showed a moment ago, this would be an ideal accessory to go on that particular table, maybe even without any florals in it, but also with the fall leaves. But I think the modern shapes of these, but the traditional materials that they're made of, both this and the marble table, allow them to flow very freely into a traditional design, but make it extra special. That sense that someone really knows how to put a collection together. This vase is really special for a number of reasons. I like the idea that it has the flower frog on the top, so it creates really pretty arrangements that can look more rustic than most. You don't need as many stems. But also, I like the idea that it has this cradle that it's in, so it gives it a little extra special something. It's rustic and vintage looking. This would be beautiful outside on a dining table, but also on your kitchen table or dining table if you have more of a vintage scene going on. Now, I selected this because I think it would look great with the autumnal leaves that I've chosen for this video, but it also would look fantastic with votive holders. I think as a combination, these would look so pretty on an outdoor table. Here I have a set of 8 vintage glass tea light holders. They have a fleur-de-lis design, a little bit of a hobnail effect, and they look very rustic, but also old world French, you might say. I thought these looked very fall and with the color and that amber color, but I chose these because they go so well with the vase that is in a similar theme. And I picture these on the kitchen table or on your dining table for the holiday, Thanksgiving and Halloween, or perhaps if you have a little outside setup where you're doing your entertaining outside. I think that these would be really pretty surrounding that area just on their own. I found a really cool mug at Target, at the store Anthropology, also at Pottery Barn, also Williams Sonoma, and I'm sure many other stores. They do carry alphabet mugs that are very expensive. I don't think Pottery Barn carries them anymore, but at the holidays they do with plaid a lot of the time. Anyway, this one is only $5. I do think if you're going to splurge on anything, a mug is probably a good thing to splurge on. But in this case, the $5 is a great savings for something that looks like high-end mugs that are sold elsewhere for a lot more. And this one is 16 ounces. This is something in the video that I actually purchased when I found it, and also the leaves I purchased. I've been searching for wreaths and I've found some very decadent, expensive ones that I love that I do plan on sharing at some point. But while I was looking, I did find a bargain for you. This one is not at Target, it's at Walmart. It's $24.88, which is a great price for a wreath. But what I like about this one is it's an autumn themed wreath, but it doesn't have the traditional colors, but you can definitely still see the pumpkins mixed in there and the twigs, some leaves and berries. So the other thing that I like about this, and is similar to a wreath that I own from Williamsburg that I purchased years ago, it has a periwinkle blue mixed in with it. So that's very unexpected for the fall. But I think that it does something nice for this where it's almost like a wild, well, let's just say wildflower look. And it does have flowers in it. But I think you know what I mean by looking at it. It's just a little bit different. And it's nice to be different. Not everyone has to have a fall leaf wreath on their door in the upcoming season. I put together a few mood boards so that you could see how some of these items would work in harmony and how I might style a few of them together. I hope that you find it helpful. I did get a lot of comments in the last video when I did this, and people seem to really like it. So I hope that you do like it. And if you have any feedback at all on these items or the video, I would love to hear from you. If you saw anything you really liked in this video, if you wouldn't mind clicking the tag that's in the description box, and also there's a shop button that pops up in the video on certain devices. And if you use those, I do get a small commission, but it doesn't affect your price whatsoever. So if you would be willing to do that, it would really support me and the channel. Thank you very much in advance for doing it if you do. I'll have another video coming out this Saturday at 11 a.m.